Hello and welcome to math class in my bedroom because that's the best place for me to use my whiteboard right now. We're going to be working on subtraction this morning. We're going to start with some easier ones and then we're going to review what we've done when we get to some trickier problems. So the first problem that we're going to work on is 67 minus 42. So when we write a subtraction problem, the biggest number always goes first. 67 is bigger than 42. So I'm going to put 67 on top. 67 minus 42. And I make sure that my ones are in line and that my tens are in line. So they are, so I'm ready to go. I can go ahead and start with my ones because we always start with our ones, okay? So I start top to bottom. 7 minus 2 equals, I hope you said 5 because 5 is the correct answer. 6 minus 4 equals 2. So our final answer is 25. But some of them get a little trickier because some of them we have to borrow from the neighbor and we have to regroup. Anytime that we have in one of these columns, the top number is smaller than the bottom number, we know we have to regroup. So when they're in your Mobimax lesson on subtraction with regrouping, and they say which ones regroup, look and see what numbers, which problems have a smaller number up here somewhere than what's below them. Okay, so let's say we did the problem. Let's do 134 minus, let's do minus 28. Okay, we have 4 minus 8 in our ones. Now, if we were in the classroom, I would ask you, if you had 4 cookies, can you eat 8 cookies? And you'd be like, no, Mrs. Pugh, that's crazy. You can't do that. So when there's more on the floor, we go next door. We have to borrow from our 3 here. That 3 becomes a 2, and we take a 10 from that and put it over here. Now we can do 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8 is 6. 14 minus 8 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. And then if we don't have anything to subtract here, we just bring this number straight on down. And so our answer would be 106. We're going to try 2 more problems. Okay, we're going to try 2 more that borrow. So let's do something a little harder this time. Let's do 831 minus 268. For this problem, we're going to have to borrow twice because 8 is bigger than 1 and 6 is bigger than 3. So like we've said before, you always start with your ones. 1 minus 8, you can't do it. Not possible. So I'm going to come over to the tens and borrow from this 3. 3 becomes a 2. 1 becomes 11 because I just put that 10 right in front of it. 11 minus 8, I can do that. 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 minus 8 is 3. Now I have 2 minus 6. If you have 2 cookies, you can't eat 6 of them. It's just not going to work. So I have to borrow from my hundreds. 8 becomes a 7. This 2 becomes a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. Good job. And 7 minus 2 is 5. So our answer is 563. Sometimes you'll have to borrow twice. And sometimes, what our last problem is, and this is probably what we had the hardest time in this unit doing, but I know I have faith in you that you can do it at home, is subtracting with zeros. Subtracting with zeros. So I'm going to do 500 minus 255. Okay, so we know that when there's more on the floor, you go next door. But he doesn't have anything. So do you remember what we need to do? I want you to think real hard. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. See if you remember. We go to our next neighbor. So that way he has something you can borrow from. So our 5 becomes a 4. Our 0 becomes a 10. Now we can borrow from this 10 over to the ones. This 10 becomes a 9. Now we have 10 in our ones, and we're going to quickly subtract in all columns. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. And if I wanted to check this answer, I could add 255 and 245 and see if it's going to equal 500. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 2 is 5. So I know that I have the correct answer. Subtraction can be tricky, but I have faith in you that you can do it at home. I'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye.